If you don't type for long periods of time as part of your job, you might not realize how unergonomic, is that a word? Regular keyboards are. They force your wrists together when their natural position is apart. It's like handcuffs. The man is trying to bring you down, man. Fortunately, ErgoDox and MassDrop are here to free you with this thing, which you can win for free. Stay tuned to the end of the video to learn how to do that, but for now, intro. With up to 4 terabytes of massive storage capacity combined with SSD-like performance, Seagate's solid-state hybrid drives are the fastest way to have it all. This is the split ergonomic mechanical keyboard made by ErgoDox, a do-it-yourself, completely customizable kit, meaning you order the parts and you put it together yourself. It pops up as a drop every once in a while on MassDrop, which, if you're not aware, is an online community where enthusiasts can band together over a love of whatever they're into and save money by buying products in bulk together. They have timed drops during which you can sign up to buy a product, and you save more money the more people sign up. Jack has got quite a few things off there, but for now, let's focus on this guy. Now, I said this was a DIY kit, and I meant it. What you actually order is a set of parts, the PCB, Cherry MX Red switches, resistors and diodes and the like, which you then have to solder and put together. I have never soldered in my life, so it's a good thing MassDrop sent us an already constructed model. They do have a step-by-step guide on their site. From what I've seen, the assembly isn't that hard, but you'll probably want to get help or watch some tutorials if you don't have electronics assembly experience. Now, there are a few things about this keyboard that makes it more ergonomic than your typical fare. First, clearly, it's in 2 solid acrylic pieces. This allows you to separate your hands, causing your wrists to rest in a more natural position. When you bring them together, your forearms bend in and your hands bend out. You probably haven't noticed because you've been brainwashed to think that's okay. It's all right, it's all right. It's not your fault. As you can see, the 2 halves are connected by a 3.5mm jack, normally used for audio cords, so that's kind of weird, but I didn't notice any detriment from using this sort of connector, so why not? The second thing you'll notice is that the keys are placed in vertical rows with slight horizontal displacement so that the keys follow the curvature of your fingers. Our fingers actually don't end in right angles, despite what old video games may have told you. This orientation is pretty much the opposite of a standard QWERTY keyboard, where it's in horizontal rows and displaced vertically, so this new layout can take some getting used to. The third thing is the thumb buttons. Look! What is this? Normally, old Thunbert just has 1 button to press, the big old space bar. Well, everyone underestimated him. He now has 6 buttons at his disposal. Speaking of buttons, you've probably noticed by now that these ones aren't labeled, except for the F and the J. I had to put that on so I could feel it. That's because A, they are custom keycaps made by Signature Plastics, but you can use whatever Cherry MX compatible keycaps you want, and B, every key on the board is completely customizable. The whole idea with this keyboard is that you can make your typing experience whatever you want it to be. I wrote this whole review on the ErgoDox, and as I went, I changed some key function around, I played with the orientation of the 2 halves, until I had something I was comfortable with. It takes some time using the keyboard to be able to know what you prefer, but once you do that, you're left with a much more ergonomic experience. Also, you kind of feel like you're on the bridge of the Starship Enterprise. Now, unless you know how to code a keyboard, the way you're going to customize your keys is through the online configurator. I would have definitely preferred an offline application, but once you figure it out, it's not that difficult. Basically, changing key functions requires flashing the firmware on the keyboard. You download a very simple loader app called Teensy, which is linked on MassDrop and the ErgoDox site. You use MassDrop's configurator to set your keys as you so desire, then download the layout in the form of a .hex file. Hit this button with a pin, which readies the keyboard, load the hex file, program, and reboot, and you're set. It's all very quick. As I said, an offline app would be better, but at least you can save different profiles on MassDrop's site with your account for easy switching. Now's the part where I talk about my personal experience with this keyboard. I am not going to lie. It takes some getting used to. I've been typing my whole life on one type of keyboard, and it was weird to type on something this different, but By the end of writing this video, which took me about half a day, I was flying along pretty well. It's up to you whether you want that kind of trade-off. Time spent building and acclimating towards a new form factor in exchange for a much more comfortable typing experience and potentially saving yourself from horrible repetitive strain wrist injuries. The extreme customizability of the ErgoDox also gives you a good opportunity to learn another keyboard format such as Dvorak or Colmac, particularly with the blank keycaps. Now, gaming on the ErgoDox was interesting. I played some Battlefield 4, although there wasn't nearly as much of a learning curve as for normal typing. Reaching for extra buttons like the ones on the bottom row was more difficult, and there's more of a punishment for making a mistake in a game setting compared to just typing. So you'd want to practice a little before you get competitive, although the potential is definitely there for a much improved experience since you can remove one half for more mouse room, and again, completely customize your keys however you want. The one thing that would make it a lot better for gaming was if you could have a USB connector on both halves. As it is, there's only one on this side, so you'll still have to have them connected, and you'll have to have that one connected over here or something. But yeah, that would have been nice. Now, whatever you think of the ErgoDox, if nothing else, it's definitely unique and presents a cool opportunity to have a keyboard that stands out from the rest while also giving your wrists a rest. Speaking of opportunities, here's your chance to win one of these. Click this link, I don't know where it's going to be, or the one in the description to go to the ErgoDox Massdrop page. It is on till Sunday. Sign up for an account with Massdrop and you are entered. If you already have an account, leave a comment on this video telling us what product from Massdrop you'd like us to review next. Well, that is pretty much it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Like or dislike the video, whatever floats your boat. Leave a comment below telling us what you think about the ErgoDox, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this from NCIX.